it's like this technological comfort now, this fear of having to make our own decisions. We just rely on this outsource to AI. And I think like the technology promising convenience of everything's at your fingertips and abundance, everything's there. But I don't know for you, but does this lead to like just an existential boredom? I find it, yeah.
Yeah, and you're never quite satisfied, especially on YouTube. You go and look for the next video, and then the next video, the next video. Um, and the shorts are really bad for that.
Too addictive. It's not good for your brain. I can feel my
Can't be.
brain being rewired, and I don't think it's good what's happening. And I can control it to the extent that I recognize what's happening, but I still get sucked into it, and I still need that dopamine. Yeah. So I guess it goes back to like our question, like, is happiness tied to struggle and effort? And if AI removes that struggle, do we lose that meaning as well? If a robot can go, and if we just got our legs cut off and had these robot legs that could just run forever, would the meaning of running and that sort of spirituality aspects that you get from it, do we strip those away? And are we willing to?
Yeah, there's a real thing, isn't there, where till you lose it, you don't miss it,
Hmm.
and then you are unhappy.
So I think we've got some like challenges ahead around. It's really interesting. Like, this is the first time in history we can have challenges of identifying what does it actually mean to be human, rather than what does it mean to survive, or what does it mean to have food, versus what does it mean to actually be a person. And I guess this is what Beyond Obsolete's all about. Because like we're probably going to enter this post-work society, and that's going to be really weird. Um, like if survival is guaranteed, if these robots look after us, and we have this universal basic income, then it sort of comes back to the point of this conversation. Is like, well, what's driving the happiness behind all this? Do we just get do we get a world that's a bit grey, where people are sort of flatline? No one has this ability to feel these highs because there are no lows anymore. Or do we have to artificially, do we artificially create struggle? And some of this we can see expressed through social media, when you have all these causes and all these movements that are, I don't want to pick on anyone in particular, but throw a rock and you'll hit a social cause that is, quite in your face, but at the bigger picture, it's nothing, and it's almost a nuisance. And you can kind of judge it in those scales, because you think, okay, if there was a world war that broke out, would we be talking about this? And if the answer is no, then sometimes you sort of got to ask the question, is this just a manufactured struggle? And if we start to remove a lot of these basic struggles that perhaps we need, do we just create, it's a little bit like in the Matrix. There's that point where Agent Smith spoke about that, they created this world, the simulation, the Matrix, for people. There was a utopia, and people didn't take to it, because what he sort of came out with saying is that, we're basically basic animals that need to be aggressive, that need destruction. And so they built a world that was imperfect, like ours. And that was the best way of keeping, people alive. I guess it's keeping us on the hamster wheel, so to speak.